Last-minute instructions before a raid. Police and forest rangers are on their way to a remote village in the south of Cambodia. They've had a tip that locals are selling meat from poaching here. The Wildlife Rapid Rescue Team goes investigating. The special unit, made up of 12 officers, is on duty throughout the country in the fight against the illegal animal trade and poaching. They nearly always find what they're looking for. Here, a cooler hidden in the undergrowth is full of poached animals from the nearby national park.
This is a porcupine. We've also seized mouse deer, hares, and other animals. We desperately need to stop poaching. The forests in the area being so heavily hunted that they're practically empty. Even common species are disappearing completely.
Cambodia's biodiversity is especially threatened by the trade in rare animals. The biggest market for them is China. The locals' poverty makes it easy for criminal gangs to recruit them as helpers. But the officials rarely catch the big-time dealers.
Our team especially patrols the border regions with Thailand and Vietnam. They're the smuggling routes to China. Whether cobras, turtles, or bears, they're all smuggled out of the country as medicine or delicacies.
Some 2,400 hectares of forest serve as a kind of reception center for the victims of the booming animal trade. The Phnom Thamau Animal Protection Center is located outside Phnom Penh. The employees of Wildlife Alliance take care of more than 1,200 animals that have been seized by the authorities. Nick Marx is the director of the organization, one of the few of its kind in Asia. He's the head caretaker for more than 100 different species, all of which are in the sights of hunters and sellers.
The thing about serow is they're very highly prized, both medicinally and as food. So they're heavily hunted, they're becoming increasingly endangered. And they love salt, that's the other thing, they lick, 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 that's a habit of serow, they lick. And is a demonstration of how dangerous the illegal trade in wildlife is, and what it's doing to this species as well as every other species, driving so many formerly fairly common species to extinction.
More than 50 attendants and veterinarians work at Phnom Thamau, which is funded by the government as well as through donations. The environmental activist has been ensuring better care for the animals for the past 13 years.
Often we receive animals in serious conditions. Very, very badly injured animals come here, and this little chap is one example. He had terrible bites to his head and to he's lost his left eye completely. And now he's getting better thanks to the amazing care that the guys looking after him have given him, and our vets. They're an amazing job, and against all the odds, he's survived.
Chuk arrived as a 1-year-old calf. The elephant had been seriously injured by a wire snare and lost part of a foreleg. He's since learned to help the keepers with changing the prosthesis. The elephant will have to spend the rest of his life at the animal sanctuary. But environmentalist Marx wants to release as many of the animals back into the wild as possible. His latest project is these pileated gibbons, an endangered primate species. The animals are gradually prepared for release into the wild.
We rescue thousands of animals every year. We cannot possibly keep them all. There's areas of forest that we have wiped out all the wildlife within that. And some of these areas we are protecting. It's essential that wild animals live in the wild, that they don't live in cages. Why the hell should we want to keep wild animals in cages? They should be where they need to be, where they genuinely want to be. However, we must first make sure that that area is safe and that also that they can survive in the wild.
This is the Angkor region in northwestern Cambodia. There used to be thousands of pileated gibbons in these forests. And the jungle around the famous Angkor Wat temple complex was once home to a wide variety of animal species. Today, there are hardly any animals left. Wildlife Alliance wants to change that and has released a gibbon pair. The arboreal acrobats from the Phnom Tamau sanctuary were released here around a year ago. They're under constant observation by a gamekeeper.
At the moment, we don't want the animals to leave this area because there's a great danger that they could be killed by locals. So we feed them a bit and always keep an eye on them.
The pair recently had offspring. So the animal protection activists are hopeful that the call of the pileated gibbon may soon be heard more often once again in the forests of Angkor.